run arena so right now. I want that gallon away. I wanted to put it at the
hopefully, you know, get a little bit of that RNG, right? Get that zone to fall in their favor, because otherwise they lose some valuable resource.
I will say, over 10 seasons of Fortnite, this hill has been one of the most consistent high ground advantage spots to take, and even now you're looking down at Timbertown where there's no building. You have essentially free shots on players that do for some reason choose or are forced to rotate through there. This spot is insanely good. You have clear line of sight on so many different locations. Even the high hill to the north, which is high ground elevation-wise, you still have a clear line of sight on a majority of what's up there. There's only a little nub at the top that can block line of sight of anybody that's moving on the north side of that hill. This trio, Skype, Keenstar, Hunter, they're in a great spot going into the next circle.
Absolutely. No reason for them to move right now either. You have a nice line of sight over the field here. And all those tags, those are crucial tags. Remember, storm surge can affect anyone here, so you have to be proactive. You can't just sit around and be complacent with your positioning. You have to be actively seeking for damage if you don't want to get taken out by the storm surge. But here we have another little engagement about to go down here. It looks like the Vic is currently turning, you know, this house inside out. They're very close by.
This is the southeast there, the gas station. Plus, you do have one more player, the gazebo, in the middle of Pleasant Park, going to rotate up on top, and I think now's the time to try and get a height advantage. You don't want anybody to apply too much pressure. Plus, they are further away from the zone, so the team from TCK, they are in a good spot to just try and stormhold this, if that's what it comes down to. You have three potential actually pressure going in here. Muse for taking the high ground on top of this trio. Use that shockwave and got up on top. I would expect pressure from the other two here momentarily. We will see. But there is another trio. Look, on the minimap, you have another team coming in from behind. So now both the trios that we just saw on screen right now that are fighting it out here in this northeast building in Pleasant, they're about to get stormheld by another team down there. They're moving in as well. This is going to be three teams fighting basically in one building in a second here. And Gems is eliminated. You have a couple pickups there. The Vic. 3 eliminations now, a ton of materials, but you do have literally another team on top of them right now.
And that's what happens when Storm Surge comes into effect. People do desperate things. So this team was totally fine parked up here, but now they have to force the push here. They have to defend themselves. And lucky for them, they get the tags, they get the trades, and their entire trio is still standing. This is a three-way battle going on here, all of which is probably forced out because of Storm Surge now.
I guarantee you there's
Robab did a good job here. He's going to get shot in the back. He's the most hurt. He's actually going to shockwave through, trying to find himself a better position here, Dr. He's got a little bit of time to himself now.
Good call there to try and rotate away. They are a little split at this point. Falcon's going to have to rotate back. All stacked up next to each other right there.
Damn it.
That building. Or if the campfire is going to be a clue for them. If they do spot it and realize they might be low HP, it might be the time to push. They have a way to pressure. 5 shockwaves in the inventory of Robabs means rotation here in a minute is not going to be a problem. The team shockwave that would come in clutch might be time for it. You see him line it up. In fact, he might even be marking it just to say, hey, let's get ready to go. Indeed, that's what he was doing. There we go. Rotation all the way south. Look at that solid push ahead of the team that did fly right ready to go. They have the physical advantage now, and now they are sitting at the forefront, able to stormhold.
And
a big move there.
Reckless push. They had the zone right here.
They did.
They go outside the storm, the safety zone, just to try and force
what happens if you do tackles?
You got to think the potential chance of taking damage from the storm. The storm surge might have been the reason for the push. Not 100% sure. We didn't have the number on the screen at that moment. But
damn it!
You have to think throwing away a positional advantage. The last
I'm fast. Oh my gosh.
You know the storm timer. The storm timer is on your screen, so they know that.
I hate the tackles.
They quick, or they just need to wait. Just to move out there, and now they're on the outside. Meanwhile, 3 HP. The other 2 betrayals.
Thank you. Bye.
Oh, they are.
25 points. A big lead in game 2.
This is what we like to call shambles. Mira with no heals, 3 HP and a dream. Amplified, also equally hurt. They do have a couple of eliminations to their name here, but it's looking pretty dicey.
Look on your minimap. They have to rotate past so many teams, and they're sharing loot right now just to try and give everybody a chance. I almost would say maybe Miro drop everything that he's got. Any chance to boost up the other twos at this point.
Oh, we're both fencing there. Go, 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 go! Yes! Oh.
I'll do the leading here, taking the pack to the next zone, and I mean it gets them a little bit closer to the safety spot. I think the play here is either
GG.
pick, get
He
this
was really good.
or buy time. Get a little share time on it, and they can get that way.
That audio too, you hear the shockwave, that actually is a very good signal for them being low HP. They don't want to make a move before somebody else. Hunter gets almost to the ground, but now they know that they're basically free to rotate. The team that was potentially going to be a problem. Big hit there, gets the elimination on Hunter. Very valuable. Amplify does in fact go down. You see in the top right, Raxo takes him down from D-Mine. 23 trails remaining, 61 players to work the threshold in the middle right at 343 damage above. But Miro still sitting on only 3 feet, and he's going to be a big pickup there. 53 total.
At least he gets him a little more health here, right? Puts him in the game, keeps him in the running just for a little longer. Now he has the option to pick up this blue pump, and he actually is going to opt into keeping the gold tack. That's actually a pleasant surprise there. Wouldn't have thought that, you know, the pros would take the slower pull-out time from the gold tack.
You get a 200 damage hit with a blue pump. Can mean the difference between making it into the circle and getting stopped by somebody. Maybe you get surprised inside your own box and you take the wall. Situational awareness is big for blue pump to be extremely accuracy has to be on. When the thing hits, it really hits.
Really got to appreciate this push right here because they're still fighting for this game right here. There's a minigun over to the left. That hit right there is going to hurt a lot though because again, the heals are so sensitive. Yeah, perfect time to come with the explodes right there. He's right through the build. Someone's going to catch a slingshot from behind him.
We dancing? Come in.
The team making moves on the side. The safe zone, the next safe zone is bottom middle of your screen. Or bottom middle of the current safe zone. You see the bottom right there.
Wait, what? Oh, that's well annoying. You are here. Oh, I'm not doing that good.
In literally the very bottom of the same builds. You have a ton of people stacked up next to each other at this point now. But Camo, Pepper, and Harmy look like they still have the ultimate high ground, the best spot on the map right now. That being said, they're on the far west of the current safe zone, and they need to rotate southeast. Hopefully, somebody's got a launch pad or shockwaves in the inventory to make this rotation. Otherwise, they're going to have to build across and tarp over everyone else underneath them. You do still see Benji, Fishy, Mongrel, and Mitro right there on your screen. They are still in this one, looking down from almost the same angle. Here we go, rotation with the launch pad, well above the damage threshold for Storm Surge. Excellent spot, and 12 rockets in the RPG. They're going to build on pre-built structure over there. Somebody else put up might even be their own builds.
Exactly what you want to study from this star trio right here. Zone 6, they go for the high ground, so they're actually going to take the high ground. He's going to catch 2 on the knock right there, which means that team is really hurting now. That's going to be Voren who gets taken out there. Voren was also in the top 5, if I'm not mistaken. mistaken. So that's a power takedown right here. It's going to allow this trio to just get one step closer, kind of breaking away, getting, you know, Shio Wager, the mayonnaise tub to the face. So we'll see if it comes to fruition before the day's up.
Mitro staying a little bit towards the back, keep throwing down those RPGs at players that are rotating, or the builds, see if we can get drops on people. Mitro pick it up. There's those 2 Elans in speed, so he does secure both of them. That puts the entire trio 6 right now, 17 points. And we're looking at placement now, top 15 trios remaining. Only 29 players, though. The elimination fee is these that really cut the player count down as people are moving, especially when you have one of, if not the best trio on Ultimate High Ground with an RPG. Are you kidding me? They are in the best spot.
Remember, it still hurts to hold high ground from Zone 6 so early. They're going to be forced to jump down soon if they can't, you know, kind of map conserve properly. They're getting broken down consistently now by the shockwaves. These are one of the cons that happen when you take that high ground, because you don't get the pleasures of looting the players you drop, right? Just like that. All that loot's gone. They actually can't use it.
And every time you hear a shockwave, you'll see these players snap and look up in the air to see if they can try and find who's on the fly. You have 3 shots as that elimination is secured. Mitro picking up a knock on Falconly in the feed. Another one for the trio, 7 remaining. I've got to say, if this is not a win for this team, I don't know what is.
It's going to be a close one. Mongrel actually did not have any more AR left in his gun. There's no more RPG left here. It's a straight-up shotgun battle. This is a crucial Elam. That's going to get them some of the resources that they need to hold this high ground here. And it looks like it's cutting back across. So lucky for them, they're going to be able to kind of reuse some of the resource here. We have a couple players left in the game here. Red Rush in the low ground. Shotgun and Cal as well.
Roxy, can you leave, please?
It can pierce through the turbos, like right there. This is the shot.
Close my door.
Good pressure right here from Mitro, putting down the fire, putting all the ammunition to use here. We're almost in the final zone now. This is it. Storm Zone 9. The close in will happen. Looks like he's going to go for that high ground. You saw him elevate himself right there. So he's going to get out of the way of the Hawk's way of the shockwave. And Mitro's going to stay down here and just get down and dirty with the sack SMG right now.
You have to remember the last set of placements here, the points really kick up as you go from 5th to 4th and 3rd to 2nd, and then the Victory Royale. So every time you see a player get up, right there. The 4 trios remaining get even more points. As soon as one more trio goes down, we'll get it 1st and 2nd, and that's it. And we're down to the very last second here, the spray from above. This honestly, as soon as we got to top 4, this was Mongrel, Mitro, Benji, Fishy, all
Oh my gosh.
no surprise here.
And a monstrous 12 Elam game right there. And you saw, even in the final moments, they did try to drop a couple of medium bullets there. But with that, we're going to send it over to the studio with Zeke and Sundown. What do you have for us, guys?
Oh man, MMB starting off the day strong. We are one step closer to Shio getting an star of mayonnaise.
It's escalated because he said cup, but we really didn't define cup. Some people it's like a distinct drink cup, and some was like, honestly, it should be a World Cup. I was actually just back in the kitchen looking to see if we could find any mail. I'm gonna have to make a run because after that last game, it was just incredible. So that is 2 matches down indicate. Let's take a look first at where we're at after the first 2 games, because who's that up top? Is
This
that
might as well just be
I mean, so the one thing that we saw, they had a number of Elams. They were in actually 4th place after the first match, but then the 12 Elam plus the victory route, Zeke talking about it, every single one of those being a point, and then the victory route being 15 as well, pushing them up to 38. They're already 7 points clear of Falcony, Robabs, and the Vic, who've been playing very well. 19 Elams there is pushing them 5 points clear of Amplify, Miro, and Mapso, who had an incredible first game. I mean, it's been an... Oh.
I just want to throw out a quick little apology. Based on score, I had assumed that because Matsui, Miro, and Amplify had first place, that they had the Victory Royale. They, in fact, did not. So, my apologies. All we were given was placement on the screen. That's my bad. Back to you.
we got to keep him honest, and we love him very much for it. But don't forget, the top 8 are moving on from this heat. So right now, you must be this tall to ride. So if we're looking at just top 8 the points, 18, that's just like a victory round is worth 15 points in and of itself. So even if you get that victory round with 3 eliminations, you can now look to strike up in the top 8. So, and we're only in the 2nd game. We're about to head into game number 3. What does this spell for like all of these other teams?
Yeah, you consistent. You have to not fear if you have a couple of bad games. That's okay. You're able to get in, get situated, get a couple of eliminations, get some placement points in there. As you can see right now, to be on the first page, it's 11 points up there. But one thing I do want to take a look at here is some of the gameplay that came out from Mongrel, Mitro, and Benji. They were able to play so well, and Lupo even hinted at it, saying at around like top 40 or so, you could kind of smell that they were going to have that victory out. It had the sense of, hey, they were going to get high ground. They had everything they needed. It's like, oh, this looks like it's going to be a win from them. Let's hop on in and see how they're able to execute and get this done. And one thing you'll note is when they are on high ground, they're so incredibly disciplined with their angles. They're constantly looking around, adjusting, putting rockets towards their opponents, and then keeping control, working with each other to make sure that they're finding the right target. I mean, Mongrel's aim on people who are in the air, honestly, you
Is your pickaxe running faster?
Man. As they come through, but no, it is just his amazing throw. Just as Mitro would say, that's crazy. They are running it through 38 points up top, and again, always on the high ground. And for me, that's what's so impressive. In a meta where there's so many RPGs, so many shockwaves, the way they're able to not only get initial control, but then run the rest of the lobby without having to drop down and putting themselves in bad situations. They were never threatened. Count the number of times in this clip that bullets or anything are being shot back towards them. Everyone else is so focused on just trying to rotate and avoid damage from above that these guys don't have to do really anything in terms of defensive play, and they can just focus on going forward, and it seemed like it was just going to be a win. And honestly, I want to roll this all the way back to Outrageous Beast, talking about the retail drop spot and how your early game sets you up for an advantage. They have so many tools at their disposal, from ammunition to rockets to excess shields to having enough mats because they had rotation early on to hold the high ground. It just makes it so easy and so clinical. And I promise, if you are a trio or you're just interested in competitive Fortnite and getting better, go and load up these guys' server replays. Watch them play. Check them out on their socials. You might want to actually mute their streams every now and then because they can get a little loud on the comms. Ballas does a great job breaking that one down. And let's actually take a look at page 2 of the standings, because as we talked about, in the heat format, the top 8 are going to advance. But just so you can get a hint, 5 elims right now is getting you up into that second page. There is 32 teams in each one of these. You need to be in the top 25% in order to advance. In Europe, every single one of these guys is impressive, but they're all capable of stringing together a couple of good runs. You have 6 games, a third of them are down. You're now into kind of like the meat of it. In the next 2 games, you don't want to fall out early. So expect to see some intense battles early on, and maybe a little bit more passive play kind of in the mid game, because people don't want to get dropped out. You don't want it to be a 3rd game and then fall out and realize, oh, we're that much more off the pace. Now we really need to be pressing forward. I think you'll start seeing aggression in games 5 and 6, but 3 and 4, they're going to be playing a little bit more like me. Hanging out, just being like, oh, there's people over there? No, I'm good.
So not like me, who does not even get to play. Got it. Yeah, we'll have to see how things go, because again, like Sundown said, you have to be top 8 if you want to move on to grand finals. So for a lot of these teams, I think we're going to see that, though. Maybe even some teams that are even on, say, page 3, they want to try and make top 8. They might just say, look, we're going to contest MLB at retail. Let's just go for it. We have 6 games. Let's try once. If it doesn't work out, we'll change up the plan. But I mean, I know that's a I know. Like
I wouldn't say like, so retail loot is strong, but there's a reason why you see the most dominant teams kind of staking their ground in retail, because it's like, come and challenge us if you want, because if anything, that benefits us more. We're confident that we can take those early game fights with you. Like, if you want to split and try and do the blacktop houses, like, that's fine, but these guys will end up running at you. They will take the challenge, because for them, like, they see 50 bucks. They see points on the leaderboard. They see ways to climb this way up. No, it's serious. That's how MMB, that's how Volks and them, that's how Volks and retail at. If you want to come there that confident, and the mental game is so important, particularly in a heat structure like this, where if you, in the first 2 games, if you are hanging around off this page, if you're not in direct contention, you might think, man, I'm struggling right now. Like, we really need to get into it, but in reality, you're able to string together 1 or 2 strong games, or even a victory we're at right now would put you through, right? And any of these guys are capable of winning one of these games, so I think they can do all of them keeping a strong
confidence even just a little bit, that's going to affect your potential place.
Oh, damn, that was annoying there. Oh. Like that, the guy sniped. Fuck, yeah, the other guy though, just... I was not really the third partner because they weren't exactly fighting at that time. Then that guy third partied me. Oh, that's all good.
We're going to be discussing the 3 different stages of a competitive Fortnite game. The early game, the mid game, and the late game. And what different players have as their goals during these stages in order to achieve the ultimate goal, the Victory Royale. Let's start with the early game. Also called the looting phase, this is where all players are attempting to secure their chosen landing spot and maximize their loot potential. In competitive Fortnite, every game matters, so players try to strike a balance between high loot opportunity and safety so as to not waste a game by being eliminated early. Do you drop at a high loot POI like Retail Road or Paradise Palms, or land at a safer POI on the edge of the map? Less players drop because of less loot. Regardless, the goal is common. Whether you take a passive approach by looting safely on the side of the map, or an aggressive and risky approach by letting others loot for you and finding early eliminations. Now that we know what the early game is, what should we be looking out for during this stage? First things first, being contested. The first realization players make when landing is whether you're being contested or not, to prepare for the upcoming possible fight. Trios want to try to force your opponent into the more disadvantageous position to cut off your loot potential. Either they have to make a desperation push, or they're stuck with less loot where you can easily clean up. That's just the beginning, as even though it starts off high intensity with all the different POIs being contested, it quickly slows down as the rotations begin towards free zone. Looting doesn't end here, and most competitive players will have a loot path, which optimizes their possibility for finding the crucial mobility and weapon upgrades. Thanks to the new battle map feature in the replay mode, we can study these loot paths and rotations quite easily these days. So go check that out in any replay from the Fortnite Champion Series by going into the Compete tab and finding your favorite player. It will vary from game to game, but generally, you're moving around the middle of the second zone. The mid-game is the calm before the storm. Before the storm circle gets too small where it forces the engagements. Most players' goals aren't positional, but in some cases, depending on how the early game went, you again have to strike a balance, this time between looting and farming, or going for the best position. Looting could include playing extremely aggressive to earn yourself other players' loot. In trios, it's much harder to play that aggressive playstyle, since fights take longer and cost more. You want to be efficient with any rotations or fights you have to take. You don't want to spend your precious mobility, valuable resources, or health. This is why you'll see a lot of the top players look directly for center zone in the mid-game. When you're in the center zone, you end up giving yourself the most chance of being in the next storm circle when it gets revealed. You'll then have to go less distance and thus spend less materials. Finally, the end game. The most exciting, hectic, thrilling, and difficult part of competitive Fortnite. Experiencing an endgame can be confusing and hard to process, but it will also be one of the most rewarding and fun times to play and watch. This is when you take all the advantages you built in the early game and the mid game and use them to push yourself to a victory royale, and also find as many eliminations as possible. In the current Fortnite Champion Series format, every elimination matters, just like it did in the World Cup. From 6 zone onwards, where the calm from the mid game explodes into a cacophony of tunneling and usage and shots being fired, we're seeing teams go for the ever so advantageous high ground, where they can tunnel very cheaply and have the most opportunity on the rest of the server for elimination, as they have the top-down view.
Oh, I'm
You'll also
clicking
see teams
maybe.
call out the need to find a good layer, which is away from other players, both above, below, and horizontally. You'll see teams desperate for the extra materials to last them through to the full zone closure, going for impact eliminations where they can top off on resources and power weaponry of their fallen opponents. So, whether you're watching or you're joining us on the field, take stock in the stage of the game. The early game, when you're trying to get the best possible loot while it's still available. The mid game, where you're balancing positioning while maintaining what you built during the early game. And finally, the end game, where you spend all the advantages you set yourself up with to earn the victory royale. Use this to find your game in order to earn as many series points weekend after weekend. And maybe next time, we'll be watching and highlighting your top plays. This was Ball TW, and I'll see you in the game.
Hey guys, Shy Wager here, bringing you a breakdown of one of the most dynamic and flexible clutch items every player is utilizing in the Fortnite Champion Series, the Shockwave Grenade. We're going to be taking a look at some of the basics on how it's used and misused at crucial moments in the game, and I got to play against it in the end game. To get started, let's get a refresher on what shockwaves are and some of the basics of using them. Shockwave grenades are a utility item that drop in stacks of 2, with a maximum stack size of 6. When thrown, the shockwave launches anyone within its tile and a half radius far distances, destroying builds in the process, with the added protection from fall damage for the players who use them. The most effective way to gain maximum distance is to time your jump well with a shockwave right below you, angling yourself above it for higher vertical movement, or towards the side of it in
My
the air for
gosh.
horizontal coverage. If you do use a shockwave to rotate,
Just can't
through the
create
late
a new
game,
skill
you'll
there,
only be able to
jeez.
go through about 5 layers of wood, brick, and metal before you come to a stop.
Damn it, I
And
cannot
once you
do that
don't
game,
get
that was
stopped by any
awesome.
opposing player's build.
No.
Surprise and changing both yours and your enemy's
PlayStation though.
understand and use individually.
PlayStation though. Oh, when I clicked one button, it took me off the game. PlayStation though.
In your box, keep your trio of teammates closer together when using one shockwave to rotate, saving crucial mats and attracting less attention during your mid-game rotations. You also save your total shockwave count by doing this, allowing for more opportunities to challenge high ground, reach low ground in the end game, or rotate in mid-game. Countermeasures can be
I'm
taken
gonna go
too,
for
such as keeping a teammate higher than
Pleasant
normal,
Park
multiple layers
start
above
game.
you, as in the event of a vertical shockwave, you still have someone apply who can rain down and support your trio on a retake. Keeping your own shockwaves handy is a way to counter anyone taking height off of you as well. But if both trios play mind games and the circle gets smaller, smaller, and smaller, the more likely a chance there is for a messy, repeat shockwave circus happening all at the same time. Player after player gets sent flying in the sky, teammates offense around in and out of the storm, players, and splits costing your trio more mats and resources than normal. Identifying these mistakes, staying in your lane, and watching teams move is a good way to anticipate and prevent disaster from striking before it happens. Although an item overlooked as simple mobility at first, the potential and efficiency of using shockwave grenades as a trio separates the good players from the great. Practicing, reviewing, and watching how plays are set up before they happen is a good way to keep in the loop, improve on mistakes, and get better retakes on height when using one of the most versatile items in the game. Keep your team's position in mind while braking, jumping, and blasting into the air until you get it just right. And who knows, maybe you can have that top play or amazing clutch that saves your team while competing in the FNCS.
What's up, Fortnite fam? So first of all, sorry about that. We had a little bit of issues on our side with the European matches flushing, but there's been a ton of Fortnite action going on this morning anyway, with Middle East wrapping up their first and second heat, so we have the final results. And we're gonna hop into some of the action. And also, I just want to say, my predictions for Middle East are looking pretty good. I know the Steve kind of hinted at it, but you can check out on the FN Competitive Twitter and also on the YouTube some of our prediction and our previews we were able to go through.
Okay, just like sure then.
Particularly in the Middle East and European region are, so make sure you get up to date on that, get what our thoughts and opinions are. But we're going to be hopping into Heat 2, Match 1 of the Middle East region in just a second here. And honestly, I'm excited. It's going to be the first time seeing Middle East outside of the open tournament format and seeing the top teams really go at it. And honestly, looking at the heats afterwards, there are a lot of big changes now up on the board here. You can see there were some differences in the predictions. One, I will say, I was the one who predicted Flame, Prime, and Hunter up there, so swap Zeke and I's names, but otherwise, Klops, Hero Kappa, and Fiesel were the favorites going through. Pretty well, you will be seeing them. However, Flame, Prime, and Hunter were also able to have a positive day. So predictions so far are holding steady, and it's going to be exciting once we get into different kinds of gameplay from all over the region.
Oh, he is low.
To Lupo and Monster as they take you into Middle East Heat 2.
Oh, wait, what? Okay, that would need to be like one more headshot or something like that.
A tough spot to be in, but yeah, you're saying early game in Tilted has such a refined loot pool. The trade-off of not being able to build, or in some people's mindsets, not having to build, because you know that you can just focus on gun skill and accuracy, is such a big factor in building up an early loot. Like, it's just the early loot game is so it's huge here. Like
It's
I said,
actually
feels
crazy,
like
too.
crazy. Just because you can pick up all that stuff out of the chest, and off of every elimination, if you do get challenged here, it's arguably one of the better spots to drop right now.
Yeah, I'm just gonna say, imagine a game where these guys put that double barrel out of tilted temperatures.
I'm landing.
There are
I'm
some
going
rules in
over
play where
here
the
for
double
the
barrel
bridge just
shotgun
for some
only
kills.
spawns in tilted, but you can even take the weapons out of the place as well. And so I was gonna say, he's having a little bit of a
Even I'm not
struggle
playing
there,
arena.
trying to get up and
Sad days.
You got to track down that space bar. Runs away sometimes. Also, control again. My apologies. Control again.
Control. If anything, Control Gang has the best movement we've seen so far. He has to go 360 on the
Clearly, sir, I appreciate it though. Yeah.
All right, now we're looking at Happy Hamlet here. Standoff. Moon and Fuji here have that high ground. There's 3 teams here.
The prediction from 4 of the 5 of us, one of the players, Klops, going down in the feet up top there. You hate to see that.
And if I had to guess, I actually did Middle Eastern VOD review. They land towards Junk Junction, so they must have had some kind of problems over at Haunted Hills, but we'll talk about that in just a bit here. Kenji used the Valley to try and take just a little bit. Such a nice pinch going on right here. And this is one of our newer competitive regions, so you know, a little bit of catch up, right? To catch up to the rest of the competitive scene per se. Now they have.
I wouldn't even say that, honestly, because some of these players are so good, Monster. I mean, we've even watched each other grow very quickly playing the game just from watching these competitive experiences. You have
These zappers are broken, man. These are broken, man. They're
But
broken.
you have to understand, these players in the Middle East region have been asking for their own region for quite a long time, so you know they've been watching the competitive experience between all these other regions. That kind of learning has to have happened big time.
That was a filthy little ramp edit right there to catch AZ2M, and yeah, that's what I wanted to touch on, is that they were held back for so long because of the ping differences, right?
Yep.
But now having their own region, a lot of it has, you know, a lot of these players have found a little bit of remedy in that factor as well. So good for them. We see new faces come up and have their moment. Pretty much catch a little highlight here today.
KG picking up the revive right there on Minzu. Knocked in the middle of that fight. A valiant trade, though. Honestly, if the team only suffers a single knockdown, pick up those 3 eliminations, I'd say that's 100% worth it. Those bubble shields are taken out. Team moving up on top of the hill.
Headshot right there. Now forced only this is a to take off. I like what he's backing up as a squad, trying to use this to
Wait, what? No, actual? Really?
Squad right there. Nella, Easy, and Saya, Zebra.
This is getting annoying very quickly. George? What the heck do you want?
Hi.
This is sick. The Batman stuff was coming out in 17 hours in Fortnite. You there?
Hello? Hello?
Hi.
I'm playing Minecraft just now.
Wait, can we play the forest after I do this stream?
Yeah?
Because I need you to help me with this, because I'm scared, man. Because, like, when them big monster things
Cannibals.
pop up.
They're just cannibals.
No, I was just breaking a tree, man, and I just hear.
Left down here as these
No, it's very scary.
Yeah, well,
Scared
scary.
me. Scared me from living.
I
2 seconds.
crap myself.
Yeah, so me too. Right, 2 seconds.
This is a good opportunity for them to build up a good buff for materials healing, any leftover loot that might be down here. Make their way out to the safe zone.
Mom, am I allowed to can? We do say.
Place to play as well. The moisty palms where you can't just crouch for a lot of the competitive players opting to unbind the crouch just in case, you don't want to make any mistakes there. And honestly, if you do that, you're not in the advantage. So success, making mistakes in PvP. I know myself, I tend to crouch in fights all the time. I don't really realize it until it happens, but
it's a tough break when it does happen. I'll say looks like an attempted shockwave to avoid a fight there. As he does get the pick there, knocked down his rotating pistol. Get to save.
nice little knock there, so no replenish his health. There is a player outside of the storm line.
Oh no. Hello, darkness, my old. Oh. Hi.
There to the left where you can farm up all the stone. That's probably the worst that guy's doing. But someone does see the rotation pushing on in. We have a trio coming in.
Oh.
Just coming in from the storm. You think you're in the better
Damn, I forgot about full damage.
Hello?
Hi.
2 seconds, I'm gonna quickly check my Instagram when I come back, right?
Okay.
Right, 2 seconds.
Alright, let's go arena solo. Oh, look at that butt. Oh. 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 Hey, that boy. Yeah? Wait a second, guys.
Storm Surge will start the game, so it's only one trio probably affected right now. This trio here is completely safe, 105 damage 12. Anything can happen. You can get pushed by the wrong ones. The team can jump into a fight. So
At this point, only one player needs to go down too, and we might actually find it. There it is. What a snipe! FHD looking back to the east over there, quick flick, 150. M7 body shot. They're going to try and apply pressure. Teammate up top. Secure. Maybe get a chance for the live stinks.
They actually use a lot of resources just to try to keep that player safe right there. The chuck back, the zap trap, and the stink. So using all, if not most, of their throwables right there just to hold the power squad down here in the factory area. This is the second time now they've caught a knock, and they haven't quite, sieged the moment. Very patient. Really bite them in the butt later on, though.
Honestly, I think that's the smartest play. 'Cause you see right now, all three of those players up on the hill are stacked up next to each other. And they may have seen, because you had people that were rotating in, I believe that's southeast of the little factory area they're in right now. So they get the knock, yeah, but you're down below. You're basically just trying to take shots on the structure. And get the knock on their throws and immediately hill. Plus you have other people that
Yes.
and the chance to take part. I would see sit inside the build, do all the wall replacements.
Oh.
Just a minute. One might you see in your mini map that almost they got the knockout. There's a team further outside. They're going to get pressure from the back. They have a chance to sandwich. That might be eliminations they can pick up later rather than applying pressure and maybe getting third party themselves.
I almost also want to say, though, that's the same team that then got sniped twice by FHD, so he's a magnet for the heavy sniper. Gotta be careful, buddy.
Little rivalry.
Tuck the head down. Gotta duck. Careful on the peaks here, but NM7.
Wait, what?
And he catches another one right in the tail. Aziz TV is gonna go down, and this time they are not safe. He says it's time to battle. They want to push this through with less than a minute on the rotation here. In comes the stinkers. The heavy snipe cracks open the wall. There is a team nearby. They can hear the shots. They're looking over if you look at your map, but they're going for safety instead. It's a long rotation.
You see that those two trios in the southeast side, they're rotating around trying to get in the safe zone. Meanwhile, these two teams that had literally fought each other time and time again now are finally applying pressure. NM7 with a build-up, trying to get the high ground. Not able to do it just yet. Gonna wait just a moment. Doesn't want to get pushed too far in on that trio without his teammates at his back. One elimination currently. If the pressure is good, he gets a better position. Might be able to convert that into another three. We'll see here in a second. Inside the safe zone, they're just at the edge, and there are so many teams so close together. 1, 2, 3, 4. I believe 5 trios within probably 50 meters of each other right there.
Aziz and his trio is actually really lucky. Aziz was traded out. That duo, what was left? Heavy snipe returns. He hits another one. FHD is on fire right now with the shot. So you can see here, this team is scary with a double heavy sniper. They're loaded up right now. Here comes the focus fire.
A trio of focus fire is big, but FHD pays the price. Another team up behind. This is what I was saying. 5 trios in one, like basically 150-meter circle is so tough because as soon as you start spraying on one, everyone's going to look at you and say, you're exposed right now. You're looking at me. Time to take a shot. Imagine if instead of AR spray, that was a heavy sniper. That could have been an immediate knock, and then suddenly the table was turned on this team for power.
Right, but it's okay. Power has plenty of heals to spare here. You saw he did manage to pop 2 cops right there, so the squad has come out. They still have 6 scratches. So they're very, very set up right now.
With how close together they are to other teams, I'm surprised they're not using. They have 11 chug splashes. Use even just one of those, just to top off one player and get the last one of the only 5 HP missing. Because if you're in a bad spot,
No! Wait, what? Really? Send their 100 HP and 100 shield? Come on. You there?
Get on the forest.
Right, I'm going to play this one arena match and then I'll get on the
Okay.
forest, right?
Right, I'm just gonna go and I'll message my pal. But I'll send the corner, he'll not to be speaking. Okay. See you in a bit.
Nice little headshot right there from Kinji's gonna put some hurting on that team right there. They do have a heavy snipe to crack open the build as well. Snake, someone tries to take that.
Look at this gun. This looks like Cypher PK's skin. For Cypher, I gotta admit, it really does. Just the colors give me Cypher PK vibes.
As that shield bubble out, looking to potentially make a rotation soon. We'll have to see here. I almost want to see them
As soon as a brute comes, man.
knock it down under their own head. And
No, actually, mostly Pam's. Because it's got drones, I can just hide as something whole game. Sneak out when I need to. I don't see any brutes as well. Yeah, this mostly Pam's will be popular. At least it should be if there's drones.
power still solid right there. Toggle, Eska.
Taken out right there. Toggle's chucking in all of the grenades right here. Flexi goes down. Iki gets taken out right there. And he catches another knock. That's a triple knock with the grenades right here. He's just letting them go.
But grenades are pretty good. Especially when you have so many players stacked together. You have your teammates spray down the walls where you're tossing those things.
And just look at the map. They're all in the same spot. So naturally, you're going to hit someone.
We're about to get into place for the points here just before we cut. We have 16. There you go. 16 trios remaining. As soon as we get to top 15, everybody picks up a set of points. 34 players total, which means a lot of these trios are no longer trios. You have quite a few single duo players left at this point as the feed's still lighting up. Players are now forced to the northwest side.
Oh, I see. It looks like they're setting up the shockwave, right? They're trying to set up the perfect shockwave kind of play here, angling the structures.
Craftsmanship is key, just as a reminder.
It's important to set it up properly so you can get on out, but it looks like there's no time left. They're just going to have to go ahead and throw it down. It's going to be a very scuffed shockwave here.
Honestly, that's not bad.
Yeah.
Sigel with a big move there, landed literally in a set of builds already, and his edit set up. He now has a bubble shield to protect. He can look back and try to help his teammates if he needs to, or make a move here. He's going to try and build up to his duo.
Eska does get taken out there, so Toggle is going to get in a little bit of a 1v1 right here. And the box battle is trying to look for that read. That's ball. You have to wait there. Nice shot. Looking at the big pump to the face right here. He's going to put him right down. There's nothing he can do. He kind of asked for it. That's
Just
point.
waiting. Just waiting for the edit. You know it's going to happen. Just wait for the edit. Promising going to have to try and get ahead of the storm. Down to 30 HP. Travis definitely does have the splashes, but it is not enough. Trio goes down. Looks like in 13th place. 12 trios remaining as they upgrades, tarps, and launch pads.
What the heck?
We're looking at the end game. The zone is 7 here. You have your teams already seeing up against them. Wait for it. All around here. Power and M7 were jumping back in. We saw land some ridiculous snipes earlier today. He does still have that heavy sniper. Someone is going to sneak up behind him, but they have a nice little pinch right there. Great white shot right there. Down low, but he catches Anatomy with a quick cleanup and quick reaction speed right there. It's actually 2 that fall down to them. And they're still a full trio.
All three teammates sharing that heal. Excellent call. These rotations in. Trying to get these quick edits and trying to target while you're
Trying to blooming duck, man. So annoying.
nomads left. And trade off still making moves though. Bubble shield there. Plus this
Okay, going up, getting the high ground.
player dropping in. Same floor behind.
Got the advantage. Oh, missed that shot.
Find it back into the safe zone here as NM7's looking back. This is a great opportunity. If he had held that for maybe 2 or 3 more seconds, he might have knocked down. The safe zone is key here, but he's also not free built. Trap behind, just in case someone tries to drop down in, but does get a
Oh my gosh!
so far. Oh, but he is going to get chipped down right there as Minzu takes him out. We've been following Minzu, Janssen, FHD.
Keep trying to duck! This is so annoying.
This is
I do not
toe-to-toe.
understand why I never used RPG, but I gotta admit, that was a tough situation for him.
They're set up for success right now. Here comes a quick edit. Minzu's trying to get this peek right here. Is he going to be able to connect? No, the shockwave pushes him out. In comes the firing. He doesn't have time to push all the way through. It's going down. Somehow, they close out by staying alive just long enough. The shots, the trade, FHD and Yonks were holding it down, actually trading the shots. The shockwave was perfect.
Minzu's trio went from the only full team left to both players not, and Minzu in the storm because of a single shockwave so fast. I think nobody on that team saw that coming. Absolutely ridiculous. Last couple seconds there. Now, just to look back, really give us some details. We got Shockwager.
The power, they brought the force and cleaned out the game even at the worst circumstance possible. Even throughout the game, we saw double heavy snipes. We saw so many cool utilizing mechanics being used across internationally, which is huge because, you know, Lupo and Monster had a conversation. Are these guys caught up? Do they have enough time? Is everything, you know, in place for this region to be at the top spot next to EU, NA, right? We have this breakdown of a little bit of separation in the middle. We have NA West, EU, Brazil, as well as NA East, and they're all in that big top 8 region. But we have these top 4s. The first time seeing NME on the board, these games actually broadcasted as well. We can see people now becoming stars, right? We could have the next insane armor, clutch individual mongrel, but, you know, international, across the season, a different time zone, playing his own type of metagame, his own type of strats being dropped down from height, going upwards, downwards, everywhere around the entire server. So it's really cool to see how a new region develops and exactly where they actually place themselves in the timeline of exactly how their skills are, how their build fighting metagame is, what they try to do on height afterwards. A pattern you see we saw in the first EU games where, hey, if MMB have height, everyone below them, no shields at all. Every tag, it's a headshot from the scar, and an easy 72 white damage tag that usually gets them that Elam at the end. Middle East, same way. We're going to break it down in just a second, but there's an entire type of shifted metagame where it's kind of those early Season 3, Season 4 tendencies combined with the knowledge you have at the end types of, you know, Season 8, Season 9 end games where, you know, you're rotating, you're harping, you're saving your items. At the same time, early game, you're using them immediately. No thought whatsoever. You have everything on your board, you have your inventory, you know exactly what your teammates have, the comms are nice, everything's on the plate, ready to go, ready to get feasted on. So Middle East right now for me is just, is really nice. We're going to be going into a quick we're going to dive in with Kinzel, I believe. We'll see how he plays out. Actually, no, this is Kinji up in Happy Hamlet. It's going to be really dope to see him actually clutch out Force team on height. We talk about the metagame, right? When Shockwave first got introduced, it was a straight pump or combat shot upwards. It took people time to get used to that AR spray. He has it in his inventory already. These guys are caught up, they know. Ramp edits, platform creative, right? Very ingenuitive. A lot of ingenuity there, as well as wall replacing for protection. It's not raw gameplay, it's actually curated and very new to the actual international scene, which is amazing. You know, baiting your teammates out for HP, going for finishes. Even support players like Noon know exactly what to do. Now, the star trio that won that previous game, Power FHD, knowing how to use and take angles properly, has traps in front of him, doesn't matter. Knows to stay for those right-hand peaks, knows when to engage, low HP, still does not matter. No pressure taken because these guys have practiced. This is not their first rundown. Showdown. Right? No Max here has the Elans, low health, still knows exactly when to look up, what to loot, when to use your utility, and when to support your teammates and still have a presence in the game, which is once again players learn a lot later. So these guys are caught up with the metagame. They do know how to finish off. They know their exact win conditions as well and when to drop them through. Amazing gameplay. We're going to now tune in and see what else they can do on the Middle East. I'm going to be picking it up with my man Zeke coming in. We're both going to hit that cast. We're going to see exactly how these guys go down. We'll relive that breakdown actually together live. Zeke, what did you think about their presence compared to the rest of the international regions?
Man, I think we still have quite a bit more to see from this region. I think you did an amazing breakdown there. I think the ceiling for ME is still very high. We haven't quite seen what they're fully capable of, but I think over the weekend we'll definitely see. I'm also excited that we get to
think I'm just going to fail field right now.
There's still quite a bit of teams, though, still that are airborne.
Yeah, see, one thing you mentioned earlier, Zeke, was the whole idea of these games happen this morning, right? For me, chewing gum, you leave it on the table untouched, still good to eat later in the day. There's so much flavor in these games we have yet to see. No, seriously, man. Like, once again, we're dealing with power. Hey, look at this pattern, right? I kind of, went to the FHD/Mongol comparison. These guys are in retail. Mongols in retail. We had Monster, Lupo, saying these guys have been waiting for a long time, right? There's so many vlogs that we're watching. They have the knowledge, man. They have the power.
Don't tell me you're still in that game.
I am?
What do we like to call this?
Right, I'm gonna join Cow's party and I'll send you an invite, right?
No, I can't join when I'm in the match.
But they are on the residential side, which is good.
I'll join. I'll invite you, and then once you've done join, okay?
Loot's a little better on the
Okay.
residential side
See you.
than Blacktop. Would you agree? Or do you think it's the other way around?
I think that there's more, there's sparser loot on the blacktop side. We're looking at Tilted right now, but I'm gonna keep talking about what we saw in retail. There's sparser loot on the blacktop side, but like residential does have, I think, more drop spots on the floor loot. But we got those detonates on blacktops, and you have more of a horizontal advantage on everyone you see. So it's a lot easier to kind of, get the game plan on blacktops. Residential, you kind of have to all in all the time.
Yeah.
Because if you do get engaged on, like once again, you're all in, right? We see it in OCE, X2 Twins, they always end up having a fight, some type of highlight. It's really cool. Right now, though, Lupo and Monster went over Tilted Town, the advantages, disadvantages of building and not building. How do you think player opinion has been of Tilted Town from the beginning to the end of how people treat the draft?
I think originally people were maybe a little taken off guard by the fact that you could not build until like, wait, but the whole thing, you have to build and whatnot. It's like, well, yeah, that's still a very big aspect of the game. But now there is a POI dedicated to you testing your shooting skills, right? How good are your angles and your peaks? How good are your rifling skills or even your close quarter combat skills? And that's what Tilted offers in its current state. But we're back on board with the Power Trio. The trio of power. They have themselves a brute. They are looking to take it to this other brute across the wayside. Now what's crazy here is, remember, they have these...
I think I'm gonna go for this, but build around me because don't want people on me.
We need to try and take this down, but Power's on 8.
Oh my gosh, already.
And it's just not enough. It's so focused down in the brute right now. So unfortunately, FHE is going to go down. And I don't think there's anything the other duo can do about this. Like, they just kind of have to let him go down and regroup and assess the situation. NM7 does have the sniper, so if he can get a cheeky shot off, he can down someone immediately. But like, look, the other brute spawned like, no, friend. We're going to hunt you down. Don't worry. Don't get too far.
No, absolutely. Like, brute combat is one thing that also has its own metagame, and like these guys know too, right? Focus the driver 100%. Usually the people you put into the brute early game are those who don't have the same amount of loot. We're looking at a pump TAC SMG gold sniper on NM7, but FHD, all you have are zapper traps, a bunch of gray items, very easily focusable. And right now, their enemy team is big and hard focused. I'm pretty sure it's the ASMR guys, Spy and Wagner. These guys are just coming in with a big loot of their own, forcing through straight up, gaining all the loot. After all, one big thing about having a loot in retail is sliced butter on toast. Perfect combination, even gem on toast, anything but mayo. You get these loot spawners so much faster with the skill mechanic of those rockets. Granted that they were nerfed at one point, still have so much damage to instantly just get these launches over and over again. The biggest downside to retail being you spend so much time in there, right? You negate that, you have the perfect setup entirely in the whole game.
Yeah, and then you can kind of take that route into later game and use that to kind of mess with other trios out there. I like this too. The ASMR trio, ASMR. The brute. They're destroying day spawner. Chad, what is the loot pool looking like if you sat there and researched all of those games?
I personally think that you want to watch us. Everywhere for you.
But now, we are across the way because look at this, Minzu and Henry. This trio, we saw an absurd amount of snipes last game. Now, many of them they couldn't follow up on just based on where they were, but look at this. He drops down and he gets counter dropped. That is a zap. We've got to be careful. It's okay. All right. I thought that wasn't Moon. I saw a second shot from the right, and I was like, if that is this enemy trio, like, Minzu's going to be limited. There's nothing they can do, but it's okay. Moon was there. He had the assist, and look at the loadout. It's just a shining array of
Yeah, Happy Hamlet, I broke it down in one of the drop spot breakdowns. Bendings galore, so many chests, right? You eliminate as much of the loot pool as possible to what you need.
What? No, I don't want anything. No!
You have to pick and choose what you want. You use it in the free roll really fast, and there's just one other thing that's testing you. Looks like these guys are the Happy which is huge. We have now two big things as well that a lot of people don't realize in the game is when you have
Wait, what? That is glitching.
but now that we know that we have the ASMR boys having all of retail, we have
My sister was, oh, my sister's an asshole as well.
to see the storyline build up all the way to the end game.
Ellie, thanks for knocking! Asshole.
These guys are looking.
Damn it! Damn it. Oh, I tried so hard in that as well. Oh. And the guy even glitched as well. I was spam placing and somehow we got through. Like that. Thumbs down, thumbs up. That's up to me. Subscribe, of course, that's up to you. Bye.